Hello and welcome to the Relevate live stream where we talk about all things sales, marketing, and technology. I'm Avon Collis, CRM and marketing automation specialist at Relevate and all around good guy. Today, I'm going to be talking about some common questions that we get and problems that we have, and just talk about our general sort of experiences with things in the marketing and technology and sales space. Don't forget that if you have any questions, feel free to put them in chat. I'll answer them if I can. If not, they go into the next session. We try to do this every Friday around about 1:30 p.m. Brisbane time. This will be also available after this on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you miss out or if you miss the first half, you can get the recording. You can also check out our YouTube channel and our MarTech Discord community, and we'll put the put the links in the comments so that you can access those later. And we discuss ideas to help you build your business and or career. So whether you're looking to automate something or you're looking to learn how to do something for yourself, this is a great place to come. Okay, so like I said, we try to address a problem that we get every week, etc., every month. Whatever that's come up for us, that's been a real pain that we've tried to solve, and just helping to apply some of those skills that you can use to grow and manage large amounts of information, grow your business, etc. And so the topic, and this was a little bit short notice today, but the topic is what happens or what do you do when everything happens at once? Sometimes you just hit a wall or so many things happen at the same time. Like, for example, last or the other week we went away on a holiday, and at the same time my business partner had a baby, or his wife had a baby, but he's out for the count, changing nappies, etc. And we were kind of traveling, so could really only do things on the laptop or on the phone. And then, since then, there's been some other things happen. Obviously, we've had floods in Brisbane. If you're watching the news, we've had, g'day Mel, how you doing? We went to the, there's been floods. Some of our customers have had, unfortunate things happen with family or friends. And so sometimes life just happens and everything happens all at once. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is how to handle that. It may not solve everything, but at least it's going to help you to deal with the flood of information, deal with all of the problems that are happening all at the same time. So there's some very simple things that you'll have heard before, and then we'll talk about how to solve that with technology. So the first thing is do. Okay, so you're just going to do the thing that's in front of you, because delaying things, particularly like if it takes a minute, 2 minutes, just get it done. Just right there in front of you, reply to that email, send that message, do whatever you have to do, fill out that form, and just get it off your plate, because those little things add up, and then that becomes a mountain. Then later it becomes a bigger problem because it's overdue, and then there's more things that you have to do to fix that issue. So some things you just have to do. But remembering there is the Eisenhower matrix, which is urgent and important, urgent and not important. So urgent and important might be, someone, you need to call someone before they close to get the last thingy, and that's going to solve your problem for the next week or month or whatever. Urgent and not important is messages on Facebook and, the latest notification that you have to respond to. Then there is not urgent, but important. For example, completing your will could be important, but it's not really in a hurry unless there's something happening. Then the other one might be not urgent and not important. For example, going golfing. That could be something that, gives you life pleasure, life enjoyment, bit of fitness and health, bit of socialization. It's important in the sense, but it's not going to be massively urgent. It's not going to be a problem if you miss it or don't do it. You could do something else instead, but it's something that is potentially still valuable. So anyway, breaking your tasks down into those 4 areas. And the next dimension to that is the do, delay, delegate, and drop. So do is get it done right away. Delay, obvious, push it to next week, put it somewhere in the future when you are less busy and the craziness isn't happening right now, and you can do it at a later date. So you're going to delay. That's one option. The next one is to delegate. Potentially, if you may not think that you can delegate it if you don't have staff, but I'm sure a friend could do it. Maybe your kids can go and get something. For example, it's been school holidays. You say, can you get me a drink of water? Maybe you're trying to do something when you're in meetings or whatever, and you say, get me a drink of water. That's low importance, low urgency, but someone else can go and solve that problem for you. So delegate. The next one is drop. So just don't do it. If it's not important, it's not relevant, it's not urgent, just don't do it. Maybe you like your, I don't know, worst case is probably ironing. Let's just say at the end of the week, you're so flat out, who cares really if the shirt isn't ironed? Like for me, I put on a t-shirt to do these, to work from here. I will put on suits and things, but hey, it's a task that could be dropped. Worst case scenario, no one's going to hurt themselves if you don't have a nice shirt. Maybe there's some reputational things, but that's minimal in comparison to some of the other things you might be facing if, battle stations, everything's happening all at once. All right. So now that we've talked about the basic structure, do, delay, delegate, and drop. The next thing we're going to talk about is leveraging your systems. So how do you use technology to help you do all of those? And the first one is self-service. If you've got customers that are helping, that are doing various things with you, then you might want to create some way for them to get information by themselves, or try to help them where you can without having to create your time, to create a drain on your time. So you want to create that ability to do self-service. That might be paying a bill, checking their account, seeing when the last invoice was there. They're all the financial things. But maybe there's a portal or something that you build in anticipation for one day that people can help themselves grab information, update things, report things without having to take up your time. The next one is knowledge base, which kind of goes in hand with the self-service. And the knowledge base is how-to guides, articles, what to do next when something fails, procedures, etc. And that's past you, old you, future, looking after future you. So you're writing documents, not only for yourself, but maybe for your team, for your customers, on how to take the next step. So that way you can have that knowledge base that allows you to share your way of doing things without having to be physically present. So that's some things that will take pressure off you. And some of those things can be minuscule. And I talk to some people sometimes and they say, why would I do that? It's not really going to do anything. Well, actually, it's kind of like, doing one push-up is not going to make you fit. Doing one thing, there's no black magic, dark art, no like magical magic bullet pill, whatever, to solve your business problems. It takes a lot of little things that add up dramatically over a period of time. So you would want to try and look at, creating that self-service, creating that knowledge base. The next one is templates, things that are going to save you time. And so when the proverbial does hit the fan, you have got time up your sleeve to spare. You can do things and little things won't come into your sphere as much. And we're talking about a percentage difference. It could be 1%, it could be 2%, but every little bit helps. So imagine one less conversation per day, one extra hour in the day, anything just gives you more time to solve the urgent problem. The next one is automation, taking up bits. Maybe there's a response, someone sends you an email, an autoresponder goes back, like the I'm on holiday message. And instead of just saying I'm away, say something like, I'm away, but if you need help, talk to this person, email that person, look up these knowledge base articles on the website, or go and watch these videos on YouTube or something like that. Maybe there's something that will guide the person into the next steps without having to reach out, and you're then enabling them to get help faster. So in their mind, customer service is better because they've got something that they can do to solve that problem. May not be perfect. Maybe they do want to talk to someone, but in lieu of doing that, they now have an option. So the next one is schedule it for later. Put it in the calendar. Put a time, lock it down, and basically book yourself out to go and solve that problem later. Maybe you can't do it now. Maybe you're too busy. Maybe there's something else coming up that you need to block out, or even just batch processing. Doing similar tasks at the same time is far more efficient than constantly switching. There's something like 15% of time spent or concentration is spent switching tasks. Your brain has to get out of that mode and then into that one. So it's a massive, massive bonus if you can sit down and respond to all these emails within an hour that you've blocked out for that day, rather than just doing them as they come up. So schedule it in your calendar. The next one is put it in a task list. Sometimes, we're talking about that do, delay, delegate, drop. Sometimes just getting it out is enough to make it not feel as urgent. You know that you've got it down. You know that you've documented it somewhere. And in a task board, and you can see it with everything else, then you can start to prioritize. Then you can also start to delegate it, and you can start to delete it if it's not really going to be relevant. Maybe you thought of it and, today, and then tomorrow you're going to think of it again, but in a different way. And then when you look at them together, you realize they're really the same thing. You've just kind of trying to change the way that you've perceived the problem or the task that needs to be done. So leverage the systems that you're going to, that you have or that you should have to help you deal with everyday problems, that when the proverbial hits the fan, when things start to fall apart, and when everything happens all at once. So to run through those things again, we said do, delay, delegate, and drop. The next thing we said is use some systems to improve the way you're doing that. And that is through self-service, knowledge base, templates, automation, scheduling time to do things, and parking it in a task list where you can look at it with everything else and just really decide, should we actually do that? Have we already talked about this? Have we already decided not to do that? Is there a reason? It gives you some thinking space, allows you to get it out and see the bigger picture rather than just sitting there and stressing about it for no reason. Okay, so this is a quick one today. Hopefully we've covered something that's helpful. And if you've got any questions or you'd like us to address something next time, feel free to put it in the chat for this, or you can send it through on the website at relevate.com.au. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube or on any other channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and give us a comment, and then hit the little bell so you can get notifications. We've got tons of tips, tricks, podcasts, and of course our live streams there. So you can always go back and get some other great tips. And thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And if you've got any questions, don't forget, go to the website, post them on our socials, and we'll get to them in the next episode. Other than that, take care and have a fantastic long weekend.